guys lunch.
Go, 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 go!
Okay, Jack. USA.
I don't know. I really don't know what to think about Angry Birds right now, but alright guys, so I saw a screening to the Angry Birds movie 2, and I was gonna watch this movie anyway, so might as well just go to the free screening. It wasn't free. It was ran by Target. It was one of those paid screenings that you have to buy through a mobile app. But I have A-List, so I pretty much got in for free. So yeah, and I do own the first Angry Birds movie, and when I first watched the movie, I really liked it. I thought it was really good. Rewatching it though, it's not good. It's not that good. The movie just, I don't know. I just don't like this movie all that much anymore. I grew out of the movie, I guess you could say. And but I got the 4K for free from Sony like 2 years ago, so I'm not gonna complain. But anyways, let's talk about the Angry Birds movie 2. And this is the much unneeded but improved sequel to the first movie, where I felt like that first movie tried way too hard to extend itself to 90 minutes long, and also tried way too hard to be exactly what the mobile app game was. Rewatching it, I just don't like the movie as much anymore, because that first movie is pretty much a annoying cartoon more than an actual movie itself. This time around, things are slightly different, and this time around, it actually feels like there was like some effort and an attempt to actually make a movie, a Angry Birds movie. This one actually felt more like a theatrical movie, and the story definitely has something that can be lended for 90 minutes, unlike that first movie. And I think most of that is because Sony Animation is involved with this movie this time around, where as for the first movie, they were not involved at all. But I guess they saw that first movie and they're like, if they're going to make a sequel, they might need help. So Sony Animation got involved this time around with this movie. And I thought that their involvement in this movie is definitely more noticeable and more present this time. And I think that their presence in this movie really made this movie a lot more better, to be honest with you. The voice acting here is all fine like it was in the first movie, and even some of the newer characters are quite fun and enjoyable, like Silver, who is Chuck's sister, the yellow Angry Bird. So I thought that she was a really fun character in this movie, probably the best character that was introduced in this movie. And the movie starts off quite solid, and it kind of starts off quite promising as well, and it has like a very nice flow to it where it's like never too boring, unlike that first movie. But this movie is mainly just for kids. Like, the movie's targeted audience is pretty much only kids, and it doesn't always have that feel that adults are going to enjoy the movie. Maybe they will, but for the most part, it's just mainly strictly a kids movie. The movie does have some eye-rolling moments, like some awful bird pun jokes and some other jokes. There's another piss joke in this movie, which at least I thought was a lot better than the first pee joke from the first movie. But overall, it kind of felt a little forced just because that first movie had one. And there are a lot of jokes in this movie that only kids will understand and kids would like be laughing to. And some scenes come out more absurd than others, but then again, it's a movie where the demographic is mainly just kids. And there are several annoyances in the movie itself. Like, there's this very unnecessary subplot with 3 hatchlings trying to recover their unhatched siblings, which meant nothing to the story, by the way. It was just there, and I felt like it should have just been like a short film that played before the movie, or a short film that was released with the DVD and Blu-ray release of the movie. But overall, that subplot just meant nothing to the movie, nothing. And there were a lot of moments where the writing is just insanely predictable. The movie's conclusion, I thought, was also very rushed. Like, the way how the movie wrapped up, I thought it was very rushed and very undefined. Again, just because I felt like they rushed through it. But for the most part, some aspects of this movie work more than others. Nonetheless, it's still a fun movie that kids are definitely going to be excited while watching. Because a lot of the kids in my theater, like, they were jumping in and out of their seats because of how excited they were of what they were watching on screen. Specifically the little kid next to me. Even before the movie, he was just talking about for 5 minutes of how excited he was for this movie. But definitely much better than the first movie, but still quite mediocre at best. Now, for this movie, my grade for this movie, I've been like struggling. I've been fighting back and forth, and I kind of decided on it, and I'm gonna go slightly more positive than I would have walking out of this movie. I just thought more about it, and I was like, well, the movie, it's better than the first one. It's a little bit more aware of what it is, and that it's dealing with Angry Birds. And this movie, I think, is a movie that you'll be better off watching this movie on Netflix or on Redbox. But it's still a fun, enjoyable movie, and I'm gonna give the Angry Birds movie 2 a C+. But yeah, overall, it's a fun movie. It's entertaining. It's cute. Again, it's just a huge improvement from the first movie, so at least we got that. But yeah, have you guys seen the Angry Birds movie 2? If you guys are gonna see it, what did you guys think about it? Tell me in the comment section down below. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.